morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Kendall.
So today we will be learning about bar graphs, okay? So before we get started, I have a little worksheet for you all to do. And on this worksheet, I want you to match the name of the graph to the picture, okay? There are different types of graphs on here. Yes, Kimberly? Yeah, you see how at the bottom of your sheet you have different choices, right? So I want you to put the name of the graph, the kind of graph that is shown, next to the picture. Okay? I just want to see kind of what you all know about graphs so far. It's not a test, it's not a quiz. It's okay. It's okay. You can just So we're going to go over this worksheet once Ashway finishes. Okay, so let's go over this worksheet. This is it up on the board. So the choices at the bottom for A, line graph, B, a circle graph or a pie chart, and C, a bar graph. So this first picture, what is this a picture of? Kimberly? A bar graph. This next picture, everyone can yell it out. What is this picture of?
Line graph.
Line graph. And the last one?
Circle graph slash pie chart.
Slash pie chart. So, or parentheses. So what we'll be doing today is learning about bar graphs, right? So when you hear the word bar, do you think of something like this? How does a bar look to you, Kimberly?
A bar looks like
Okay, that's a different kind of bar that we're talking about. But let's see, Ashway? A chocolate bar. Ronald?
a rectangle.
A rectangle. Maya?
A rectangular shape, but it goes up and down.
But it goes up and down, exactly. So, thank you for the great examples of what a bar graph can look like. And a graph is used to show data or information that is collected, right? So, what we are going to do first is talk about the purposes of graphs, right? So, a bar graph is used to compare amounts in different categories. And that's kind of basically, you know, what we said, your population in different states or in schools, right? And it also shows the relationships between information. And for example, this is a bar graph right here that I found. And on this bar graph, it says sports. The name of this bar graph is sports played by third graders. And it has basketball, football, soccer, hockey, and basketball. And all of these categories have different amounts. And we can compare the amount of students who play baseball to students who play football. Okay? So now we're going to make our own bar graph. And first, for a bar graph, we have to label it correctly, right? So the bar graph has to have a title. And the name of this title is favorite restaurants. Okay. So on the bar graph you have a vertical line, right? And you have a horizontal line. This is vertical, meaning up and down, right? Horizontal, going across. This is also known as the y-axis, and this as the x-axis. So we have our title. Okay. So on the vertical side, on the y-axis, we explain the numerical value, the number value, right? So on the side, I'm going to name it the amount. Okay. Can't write sideways, so I'm going to write this one. Amount. And down here will be the restaurants. So we're going to do a quick little class survey. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 choices from restaurants that you can choose. And you have to tell me which one is your favorite, okay? So the first choice, these are fast food restaurants. The first choice is McDonald's. I'm gonna go around and see. Maybe get a tally. At McDonald's, you have Wendy's, or you have Taco Bell. Okay? So we are going to start with Jahia. Which one of these is your favorite? McDonald's. Jaden? McDonald's. Alana? McDonald's. Ashway? McDonald's. Kimberly? McDonald's is her favorite. Ronald? Oh, everyone's loving McDonald's. Desiree? McDonald's. Maya? McDonald's. So, since you have 0 and 0. So on this y-axis, right, we're going to start numbering it, starting from, this is 0. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Okay. And on the bottom, we're going to have, since I don't have no space, I'm just going to write the letter of the restaurant. McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell. Okay. So for McDonald's, we have 8 students who like it. So first we're going to start from over here, right? And draw a line all the way up to 8. That's not a straight bar, but that's how a bar looks. Right? And then then you would shade it in. And there are 0 students whose favorite restaurant is Wendy's, and 0 students whose favorite restaurant is Taco Bell. Okay? So a bar graph has 3 parts that we need to label. What's the first part? Everybody can say it. Amount, which is the vertical side right here, right? And restaurants, which is the horizontal side. But on a graph, it doesn't always have to say restaurants, or it doesn't always have to say amount, right? But the numbers usually go on this end or on this end. Which side? On the y-axis or the x-axis? On the y-axis. And the title always goes up top. At the top. Okay? So, I have a little activity for you all to do.
Again?
Yes. Another activity. You are going to make your own bar graphs, and I'm going to split you up into groups of 2. Work with the person. So, y'all 2 working together. Y'all 2. Well, I'll have y'all 2. Ashra and Jada, Lana and Alana. Okay, so for this activity, you are going to do your own data using candy.
Yay!
Okay? So you will have Skittles, you will have M&Ms. Skittles and M&Ms. Okay, so where I'm gonna first you have to open the candy. Right? Make sure the candy doesn't get on the floor. We may be able to use them afterwards after we collect our data. Make sure you don't lose any pieces though, or else the information will not be documented correctly.
Or the dates. She said those
Or the date. No, I said you can open it. You can pour them out. Make sure they don't drop on the floor. You don't want to lose them. Yep. Okay. So before we get started, I want to see what you all are thinking. What kind of information can you collect from here? Colors. Okay. So you can use colors to see. All right. Well, let's start with that. So I want you, Jayden.
Favorite candy?
Favorite candy. But since we're only working with 2 types of candies, you will have Skittles and you will use M&Ms. So now, well, different flavors, right? Okay. So let's. You all work in your group. You work in your group. Now I'm gonna come around and see how you all are doing. So what is it?
I'm doing all red. I'm putting red in one pile and purple in another pile. And orange in one pile and yellow in one pile. We got 5.
We have 5. Somebody dropped something on the floor? This is over there. So, now that you have separated, you're going to make a bar graph, right? So what do you want to name?
All green and one
Your bar graph. Put it up here.
all green and then all orange.
Well, you have evidently, you can title it whatever you want, as long as it's about the information for the bar graph. 5 things? What's the first thing?
The first one is red.
Well, what's the first thing you do on your graph? Put the title. So y'all can think of a title and put it at the top.
The color.
What kind of candy you have?
Skittle colors.
That's fine, whatever you finish. So what's the first thing you do?
M&M colors.
Well, you have to think of a title. A title. Okay, so let's think of a title and write it on the side. So now we have the label, the y-axis and the x-axis. So what's going to go in here?
Skittle World. Skittle World.
Right amount right here.
Skittle World.
I did mine different, Mom.
Skittle World.
I said
Yeah, it might, I
Skittle.
don't know.
Skittle.
These
Skittle.
are their colors. My title is Skittles original colors.
I like it. So first thing you have to do is write a title. Oh, don't forget what your candy is. The name of
Eat the M&Ms and taste
I have a
it.
question. Should the name of your candy be in your title?
Yeah.
Yes. Why do you think so?
So I know what type of candy you're talking about.
So you'll know what type of candy you're talking about. If I was to put Reese's Pieces, but I'm measuring how many Skittles, would that make sense? No. Okay.
Now what?
Exactly.
So look, you gotta have red crayon.
That's fine. Put up the title over there.
Or we could like put, you put white.
So now, think about it. You have 5 minutes, so make sure you have enough.
White.
You have the amount. After you put them out, what's going to go on the bottom?
P and G. That's enough for the title.
The candy, or the color of the candy, right?
Yellow, red, orange, pink.
You have the title? Okay. So, the amount. Okay, so y'all are
These two.
what you're doing is you're seeing how these colors come up. So you'll have Okay, so
PG.
yellow, green, purple, red, okay. So we have 5 different sections down here. So after this, right, you have labeled your x-axis and your y-axis. Now you have to see how many schools are in the red, how many schools are in the yellow, right?
It's a next. Let's start with 0. We might need red, yellow, purple.
So now once you have your x and y axis labeled, then you have to count each amount, right? And then put, so how many blue M&Ms are there? Twelve. So you would do 12 blue, right? You put whatever.
Okay, now all the yellows.
I see that.
11 yellows.
Y'all don't have to all share. So you got to put the number, so make sure you put the number values. I might want to space these out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
16 out of all these ones.
11.
You have 16 red still? Okay, so, okay, we're counting by ones, not by twos.
Go ahead and do red.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10. You're supposed to be violet. Go ahead and do all of that same color. Y'all got brown.
Make sure y'all have the same information, okay?
Go all the way up to
Go up to, how many yellows do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
13, so you would go to 13, right? You would go up to 13, that would be your bar.
Now, red.
Yes.
Y'all get a crown? Wait.
Well, the crowns are out. Y'all be down there.
6, 5, 12, 14, 16. That's 16 skills.
So y'all gonna have to count share. So
16 skills.
make sure y'all in the same group. Make sure they have the same information, okay?
You got 16 skills. We need a different red. That red